All right, welcome back. Episode 75 of the Young Old Heads podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy, aka TV Sports Cards, and I'm here with my good friend and co host, Max, aka Cards Max, aka Cards Max Double Superfractor Edition, Part 2. Max, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon right now, and I am also in shock of the new double superfractors announced, or rather found, not announced, found in the most recent iteration of Bowman Draft. We had an issue, Tops had an issue with Bowman Chrome where they released double copies unintentionally of some of the biggest players in the product for their non-autographed superfractor one of ones. And a mysterious eBay account now has a bunch of superfractors on their eBay account.
Yes, these superfractors are from the Bowman Draft product, correct?
Correct.
And have you seen this interaction? I know there's been a couple people who have messaged this eBay account has I think like 25 to 30 superfractors from a product that was released last or 2 weeks ago, already listed on auction. Have you seen this interaction at least on the DMs with this account?
I'll let you give the breakdown.
Sounds good. So apparently this account is claiming that it's a collective of collectors who combine their cards and post them all on this one eBay account. So their claim is that it is, many different people combining to sell these cards, which is obviously extremely fishy. Like, no way you can rip that much of that product in this short of time to obtain these cards. I haven't followed it too closely, Max. It seems like it's been breaking the last couple days. What else am I missing here?
All of these superfractors are stamped one of one, so it's not like the older Bowman Chrome. By older, I mean like in the mid 2000s to early 2010s, where they had these test proof superfractors that were unserial numbered one of ones. So, to my knowledge, all of these are serial numbered one of one, and all of these are, again, as we mentioned, from the same account. So it definitely raises an eyebrow for quality control or how this one person obtained all of these dupes, because when it was Bowman Chrome, these were pack pulled double superfractors and they weren't all centralized on one account.
Yeah, so we'll keep everyone posted as news comes out. Topps has said publicly that they are investigating this, whatever that means. It's kind of like the NBA investigating the Josh Giddey scandal. We'll see what happens. But Max, this comes, right after all the hubbub around the Tom Brady cards being in Bowman Draft. Uh, Topps pulling out all of their media, all of their marketing people, all targeting this Tom Brady card release. Not a good look for them that the product is already stained by this scandal. But they also, Max, talk a little bit about what's going on with what your thoughts are on the pricing of Bowman Draft as a product to buy a box of. I know that there's been a lot of people who are a little upset with the price.
I think any long time to medium time listener of Young Old Heads knows that Tommy and I, or at least speaking for me, I'm very pro of these gimmicks. I'm in favor of the Halloween fractors, the frozen fractors, the taco fractors, the radiating rookies, all of these little creative ideas that Topps's product design team is coming up with. I've generally been in favor of because it drives more people to the product, but most importantly, isn't at the expense of anything. Most of these parallels aren't able to drive the product up single handedly. There's not a strong, extreme niche collecting base with flagship and Chrome as there is as diehard of a niche as there is Bowman Chrome, even if those are investors and not collectors. And that all kind of turned awry with this Tom Brady Bowman Chrome. This isn't the first time we've had quarterbacks involved in Bowman Draft. We had Johnny Manziel's card in 2014. We had Russell Wilson's, I believe, in 2008. I'm going to see if I can snipe that correctly. He had a Colorado Rockies as well as a New York Yankees Bowman card. I believe Kyler Murray has Bowman's. I'm not entirely sure on that. But the point being, this isn't a new innovation to have a quarterback who was formerly drafted by an MLB team, turned them down, and then went to the NFL. The biggest thing is that Tom Brady rarely signs autographs and has pack pulled autographs in this product. Normally, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But again, and I can't fault good marketing either, But I'm getting a lot of prefaces, but I'm getting to my thesis here. The Tom Brady autograph is single-handedly carrying this product, and it is ruining it for every person who would be in the normal demographic for buying and selling Bowman Draft. If you're chasing Wyatt Langford or Paul Skeens, I want to say the jumbo boxes were at $700 a pop or something like that, when previously they were in the 500s. And in years before that, during COVID, they were $300 from Topps website. Part of that is a natural appreciation of the product. But at the same time, all the hype and media discussion is talking about this Tom Brady, short printed insert and autograph. And the biggest thing that upsets me is the rumors and the media headlines of, oh, the Superfractor could be $1 million card because of X, Y, and Z, because Tom Brady is a generational player, the greatest of all time. Newsflash, being a good player does not matter if I'm going to butcher that. Being a good player does not impact if your card is $100,000 or $1 million. There's a lot of fundamentals that come into a card that is worth that much money. And every extremely aggressive projection on this Brady Superfractor was, along with the inscription on the gold out of 50, Tom Brady having a bounty of $50,000 doesn't help. That's right. The 12 out of 50 Tom Brady autograph from Bowman Chrome is serial numbered and has an inscription talking about some hubba-dub, as Tommy was saying. That has a 500K bounty. The Superfractor has rumors of being $1 million card. And not only was the card hit, the Superfractor won a one hit before the product had a normal release. It was ripped and hit in pre-release breaks. But people were opening and trying to get these Brady's under the presumption that either this card is a or any of the Tom Brady autographs are life-changing cards, because I'd say $30,000 to $50,000 is a life-changing amount for most people to some degree, or it's really making people think that they have a long-term investment piece in their possession if they come into possession of one, just for what will likely be it inevitably falling and diving. And this hurts the Tom Brady collectors that want this card, and this hurts the people that would otherwise be ripping Bowman Draft.
That was a good way of summing it up. I mean, with Bowman has the biggest barrier to entry for anyone who's interested in getting into baseball cards. You have to know prospects in baseball, which nobody in the mainstream, even as a casual sports fan, they don't know who these single A guys are. Rarely is even the number one draft pick in the MLB like nationwide news. So Topps, Fanatics, they're trying to 10x the hobby. They have a lot of work on their hands for one of the most popular products with collectors that is not at all approachable really for a common person. So I get what they're trying to do with the Brady in this, where they're, give a normal person, normal sports fan a reason to open this product. But they're doing it, and this is what the main thing, Max, I feel like is like they're doing it at the expense of everyone with the price of the box. They're increasing the price of the box. I forget what you said. It was like 30% from last year or something, which is far more than inflation or even, I think, demand for the product, using the Brady to justify it. I think the bounties in general are a little suspect to me. Like, I understand that people are willing to pay this, and, you can't stop the free market. I respect it. But, it's, there's no qualification for what the odds are. It's like winning the lottery or something. Also, with the Brady's, I do like, here's things that I do like. I want to give Top some credit here. I think that it is cool in general to have Tom Brady in a baseball product. I think the inscriptions on the every 12 out of auto is cool. I've seen it at least for the orange and the gold. A little weird that he didn't do it on the Superfractor, but whatever. So I like inscriptions. I like having cool cards to chase. I don't like doing it at the expense of getting people into the hobby, potentially, people losing a lot of money buying these cards, the first ones that are listed on eBay, not understanding the rarity of them. I know that sports card investor Jeff Wilson has gotten himself into some beef with our boy, or not our boy, but I feel like me and you both sometimes disagree with Old Town Cards on Twitter, JB. But JB's been a great advocate and great voice for collectors with this Tom Brady news. And Jeff Wilson coming in saying, I don't think these Tom Brady cards are investments. They will fall, but I don't understand the negativity around the marketing effort in the card itself, which clearly generated a ton of buzz well beyond current collectors. sports card investor, sports card collector. Who knows what he really is, Max? But w- we'll see how it goes. I mean, long term, I mean, I think they'll put Brady in a lot of baseball products going forward. With Fanatics consolidating a lot of these licenses under one house, I'm sure we'll get way more cross sport products and cross sport cards, which in general, I'm pro doing that.
Yeah.
Max, anything else we want to say before we move on from this topic here?
Yeah, I think JB, Mr. Old Town Cards, made a good point, and I was, if anything, just adding more substantiation and expanding on that idea. I think the difference that Jeff is missing here, which is ironic given that he is a self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur, is how yes, the marketing effort and attention towards the hobby is almost always a good thing, but you're having this big marketing effect and this fanfare towards this otherwise more niche product that doesn't have retail configurations, but you're doing it at the expense of goodwill of your audience. And yes, you will lose goodwill whenever you attempt to sell something. That's just basic business and marketing idea. But you're not, this is not an exchange that is in good faith for the collector or even the consumer that knows that they are opening Bowman Draft. They're probably going to lose their money, but they want to have fun. If I'm not mistaken, the non autograph Brady inserts have a hit rate of 1 in every 81 hobby boxes. You are not hitting this card in your traditional break. And you're not even going to come close to it. Maybe there's some long term fanfare for this card, but everything with media attention that is just a card because of media attention dies eventually. You're going to be able to buy this. Again, I'm speaking haphazardly. I'm speaking with some caution. But for the most part, you are going to be able to buy this card 2 years from now for half the price or less than it's currently going for. You shouldn't be buying it now. If you enjoy the card and you want to own it now because you want to own the hot thing, I encourage you to do it out of enjoyment and out of doing it for yourself. And that's a decision, along with any card, that you have to evaluate yourself. Because part of the fun thing about owning the hit card is owning it when it's in and not owning it 3 to 5 years later. But I want you to consume your fun in the most knowledgeable and well thought out ways possible and not make blind impulse decisions. And for anyone that thinks this card is genuinely cool, but I want you to make sure that because these Brady cards are pretty expensive. I want to make sure that you're making the calculated move that you are okay either buying it now, waiting for it later, or not buying it at all.
Yeah, and just to close out here, you're gonna lose a lot of good faith, even beyond all the points around the Brady card with the quality control issues on the most valuable cards in the set. So tops, get your shit together. Stop making so many products if you can't actually do quality control on those products. But Max, moving topics here as we do, you were at a card show in a state that I don't think that I have never been to. I don't know if you've been there before, but where were you?
I was I spent the day, or rather I spent 12 hours in Huntsville, Alabama yesterday. I was with TJ Card Collector on the flight and was accompanied and treated to Southern hospitality by Parker Agricola. I want to make sure I get Parker's Twitter handle right, at jparker3375, who is a native of Alabama, giving us all the lowdown of what to expect from the show. I heard rumors that this would just be a niche non-sport show. I've heard that it'd be hit or miss. And if anything, I really enjoyed both the local community from a card collecting scene standpoint, as well as, for the lack of a better word, the innovation put on that card show that I haven't seen at other shows. I know I pointed out that there was a live auction going on for Alabama and Auburn memorabilia, which is inherently pretty cool. There were a lot of Alabama collectors in that room that were very focused on the college itself. The amount, or even Southern collectors in general, I saw a lot of AJ Brown. I saw a lot of Derrick Henry. I saw a lot of Jalen Hurts, saw a lot of Devonta Smith, and the overarching element is that they went to Alabama or Ole Miss, and a lot of fun and a lot of fanfare for the hobby. I was most touched by everyone being enjoying the hobby.
You're saying it was a big collector show is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah, it was a big collector show. It was about 200 or so tables in total. a lot of collectors focus on their favorite school, whether that's Alabama or Ole Miss. A lot of relatively fairly priced vendors, I can say really very few were ultimately unreasonable in terms of like, okay, even if I couldn't get a deal out, I could understand why they priced something the way they did. And I had a lot of fun for a 200 table show.
Well, 200 tables, that's a pretty small show to travel to, but I love hearing the regionalness. I've never been to a show in the South myself, so doesn't surprise me that there's an emphasis on the college and the football cards there, but it is interesting and of note for sure for people who haven't been there. What did you buy though, Max? Where were the deals for you at the show?
I have 3 cards on my desk that I was ready to talk about, none of which are from eBay. I didn't have any eBay buys this week, spoiler. 2 that were from the show, or rather, one, they're the same card, but taking it out of my little case is a Bryce Harper Bowman Platinum 2011 autograph. Blue is numbered out of 99. Bought this raw, and I bought a second one also raw.
Not only did you buy it raw, but you are now holding the card unsleeved to the camera right now, which is causing me a lot of anxiety.
It's all right. It's going right back in its one touch. I don't like showing cards in the one touch. The glare doesn't show. And seeing a baseball card like that raw in, I want to say, 12 years after the product's release of an MVP player definitely makes me think about the places that card has or has not been. I think the original owner said that they owned it for 10 straight years and they just didn't sell it. And I ultimately had to give them an offer they couldn't refuse on the pair.
So you're grading these then, is what I'm hearing.
No, I don't think I am. I just bought them because cool, unique baseball that you definitely don't see every day. I mean, these Bowman Platinums are known for their mediocre quality control. I already saw like 3 dimples on them. Like, I'm not taking him to town on this one.
So you got some baseball, Bryce Harper, classic Max buys. But anything else cool or interesting? Any interesting interactions you had?
I'm going to say no further interactions. I tried some southern food for the first time. They fry everything in Alabama. It's like I had some country fried steak, thinking, okay, it's going to be like a normal steak. It's like it's all patted down and stretched out and breaded, and they put this white gravy on it. And my ultimate takeaway was that I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it. I was just confused as a New Yorker having my first real southern dish, and the entire emphasis on cornbread and hush puppies and all this other things that confuse me as a northerner. That was my fun acclamation to Alabama cuisine.
Did you get called out as a Yankee by anyone at the show because you didn't have an accent or anything?
No, I didn't.
Damn.
I did
Well,
not get really.
respect to that. Well, I love hearing your travels. What's your next show you're going to, Max, right now?
I believe it is the Dallas Card Show in mid-January, and then I'll likely be doing Culture Collision in late January as well.
Nice, nice.
I
Well,
mean,
I
you've been to the Culture Collision show before. I have not.
yes, I'm excited to hear your thoughts and just to see how it's grown because I was at the first one. There's one other thing, Max, that I wanted to talk about before we go into buys of the week, and that's you posted about doing a $19 value submission to PSA. What's your thought process with this? What are some of the cards that you're submitting? Because I'm looking at the list or looking at the picture right now.
You're looking at the picture. A lot of it was just cards that I was buying and buying a little aggressively. Nothing ultimate. Like all of these are kind of like on the lower end, but also still unique enough to maybe have a premium as a PSA 10. I think one of the lots that I bought this week was from a owner of someone who ripped a ton of like immaculate and flawless in like 2017 and 2018, which I assume they were getting in at very low prices. Um, the rationale is that I hope these cards gem and that these are cards that kind of just came my way. Like I had a Jason Dominguez Orange Shimmer out of 25 that I got for like $20 or something like that. And a De'Aaron Fox Gold Mosaic out of 10 I got for like 20 or $30 or something like that. Obviously, neither of them rookies or first Bowmans, but interesting stuff like that that would be appetizing to someone in a PSA 10 that are not nearly as overproduced enough to not be worth putting in a PSA slab. So it's $19. You have to be in it to win it. And I am intrigued in getting these cards back as to what the results will be.
And I saw you obviously have your obligatory Mike Trout US 175s. Are these part of the recracks from last episode that we talked about? Are these the same
Yeah,
cards?
these are the PSA 8s and the PSA 9s.
So those are getting sent back. We'll have to get your report on those when they come back and what you got.
Yeah, we'll check back in 2 months from now.
I will want to point out a couple cards that are extremely random in the submission.
Yeah,
We
go for
got
it.
a flawless out of 10 Kevin Love,
Di
super
dual
random,
diamond. Dual
gold
diamond.
diamond, I guess.
Dual diamond. There are 2
That one's
diamonds in the card.
really random. We got a Garrett Mitchell teal wave auto rookie. I don't even know who that is really.
You don't
Uh,
prospect.
I see Travis Kelsey, Topps Chrome rookie. That card's blown up. That is interesting.
Refractor.
I see a Laurie Markkinen auto. I see a Cam Thomas auto from Phoenix, the worst product of all time, other than
And the worst
Flux,
player of all
maybe. And then I see a Jalen Williams rated rookie auto. Jalen Williams, the GOAT. Absolutely balls out, too. Gotta respect you, Max, on being early on the Jalen Williams game. I think that dude is a beast. Also, the
time.
Thunder are just so fun. Love the Thunder.
We are a pro fun podcast.
We are pro fun. Max, I think it's time, though. Since you don't have any eBay buys, while I go through mine, I think you got to go to like maybe your sales of the week on eBay. Give me something.
Okay.
Or alternative other eBay non-eBay buys, because I have a couple non-eBay buys I'm going to throw out there too. But
Okay.
to start, these are my buys of the week from eBay and other platforms. I bought a Steven Jackson 2009 Topps gold out of 2009. Max, please look up Steven Jackson's 2009 Topps card right now. This card is a Kobe Bryant card, basically. Kobe Bryant is very prominently featured on this card. You can get, and I got the Topps flagship gold parallel out of 2009 for $2 free shipping. And as we know, Kobe has a lot of appearances on different cards throughout the years, and those usually jack the prices up. Like, there's like a Tracy McGrady Topps that has Kobe really prominently featured. I know there's obviously the couple LeBron ones. So this one was just an easy money binder card, $2 free shipping, numbered gold flagship, sick Steven Jackson, the Warriors legend, also Kobe featuring. So if you're a Kobe fan, Kobe stan, looking for a cheap Kobe card, recommend checking that one out. I bought a Tiger Woods golf lot of 5 cards, 3 of which were numbered. 2 of which were like these weird promo cards from the early 2000s. But I have been talking about my love for early 2000s Tiger numbered cards. I got 3 of them in this 5-card lot. The 5-card lot in total cost me $10, including shipping. Easy money. And then I got a 2013 Topps Chrome Black Refractor of Yoenis Cespedes, who was a legend in the Bay for a few years. Really personifies the Rookie Cup with this one just because of how fast he came onto the scene, how quickly he captured the attention of baseball fans. So I got this one for $3.99 plus 75 cents shipping. It was a black refractor out of 100 too. I forgot to mention that, the most important part. So that was pretty sick. I kind of botched this one. I bought a Trey Mancini 2018 Topps Chrome. I totally forgot that this card just doesn't have the Rookie Cup because they took the Rookie Cup off the Topps Chrome ones a few years. But I got the gold out of 50 for $6 plus $3 shipping. So it's a $10 Topps Chrome gold refractor. I'll find someone to trade that to. And I bought one card on Instagram, which is extremely rare. I bought a card from at Colorado.collector, who has just some of the sickest cards. If you want to see some sick Topps Chrome refractors, check that dude out. I bought a 2014 Topps Chrome Nolan Arenado Sepia out of 75 Gold Cup for 30 shipped. Nolan Arenado legend. Early Sepias, I think from 2011 to 2014, Sepias were numbered between 90 and 75. And they really popped a lot better in those years, were much cooler cards, in my opinion, obviously because of the rarity as well. So that was sick. Then last card I bought this week that I'll talk about, Max, I bought a 2014 Prism Andre Iguodala orange out of 139 from our boy at the Closet Cards, Brad a legend. I got that for $6 PWE. Just you find the best deals from Brad. So if you or it's a purple die cut. My apologies, not the orange die cut like I had from the clay last week. So those are my buys of the week, Max. I had some fun. I'm doing pretty good going up into Christmas here. Maybe I'll have some cards to rip on Christmas Day. I'm hoping. Um, but that's it. What's up with you? What did you sell? What other cards did you buy? If you buy anything not on eBay,
Yeah, the two other cards that I was going to talk about is 2019 opening day Shohei Ohtani. Let me make sure I'm holding it carefully to the camera, even though the camera rarely captures it well. This is not bad. Dugout Peaks.
Max just
Shohei Ohtani.
dropped that card raw onto his computer. Well, what's the card? You didn't finish saying what card it was.
Dugout Peaks 2019 Shohei Ohtani Rookie Cup. These are extraordinarily rare.
How fucked is this card now, Max?
It's like an 8. It was an 8 before.
All right,
It's
cool.
just
Cool.
it's an 8, and it's the corner ding was always there.
Where did you get it? How much was it?
I got it at the Tampa card show. I think this card is like worth like $300 or something like that. And overall dugout peaks are usually very cool.
Max is now live looking at this under intense light, trying to figure out if he fucked it up even more. So I'm glad we're getting this live reaction of this situation.
Yeah, your my loss is your gain.
What was
Um,
my loss is the content game.
Okay, it froze for a second. But yeah, overall very cool card. You have the batting pose with Ohtani, super neat, and not much else to say with that one. And I have a Archives Signature Series Kyle Tucker on-card autograph of his Topps flagship card. Really neat, stamped out of 22 because they won the 2022 World Series. And for an Archives card, I thought this was overall pretty cool.
Yeah, I did notice that they did this. I think Topps and Archives this year, they had all the not all the players, but like all the Astros guys who they have signed autograph deals. They had them sign their 2022 flagship cards, put a stamp on them out of 22. Sick cards, Max. That's cool. I've seen a few of those pop up, and I've been meaning to like maybe bring them up on the podcast. But cool thing that Topps is doing that. If they had done this in the early 2010s, that would have been, maybe even buying some autograph cards, which is super rare. What any sales on eBay, Max, that are noteworthy this week, or any other buys that you want to bring up?
I sold Alonzo Ball PSA 10 silver rookie prism for $15. That's the
PSA
coolest.
10.
PSA 10 Lonzo Ball rookie.
That's all. That's the only sale of the week on eBay.
That's the only sale worth sharing.
Well, that was a fun one. Max, short and sweet episode this week. Unless you have anything else to bring up that I'm spacing on. You look like you're in a state of anxiety right now.
No, I'm doing fine.
All right.
And we will buy and sell more cards in the future. Boo Tom Brady, Bowman Chrome.
Boo Tom Brady, Bowman Chrome. Boo Max shuffling his cards on his desk. Live episode.
Yeah, you're supposed to cut at that point.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it as it is. Good, short and sweet episode, Max. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be back in 2024, obviously, with even more cool shit, dope stuff. Maybe reflect on the year next week, Max. A little 2023 recap. Any parting words for people while we sign off here?
New year, same old heads.